Welcome to the Preeminence Daily Podcast. I'm your host, Matthew J. Peters, founder of Ascend. Be sure to grab your ultimate guide to preeminence at preeminence.tv. Today, we're talking about put the pencil down. So tune in, listen up, and get ready to take a focused action on your mission, message, and presence and create accelerated results toward preeminence right now. So back in 2010, I was working for a small company that I was doing internet work for. I was doing some videos, and over the course of time, they were slow with their payments. And it became 1 month, then 2 months, then 3 months that I wasn't paid. I was showing up to the weekly meetings. I was doing the work. I was publishing things online. I was editing the videos. I was doing all those things. And I was super stressed. I was doing that about 30 hours a week, and then I was doing my own thing another 15 to 20 hours a week, trying to figure out how to build my business online and go out on my own. It was extremely stressful, and it was the least amount of money I'd ever made in my professional life. So with that said, I talked with my friend Dave. Dave is an engineer. He's a draftsman, really brilliant guy. And I told him about what I was going through, and he said, why would you let them go so far in advance of you working for them and not being paid? And I have to say this because I had a really low self-esteem, and they knew how to butter me up. They knew how to talk me up so much about how great I was that I gave my time for free. And after that, many people took advantage of that as well. So Dave said, what we do when people haven't paid us, they're not up to date in their payments, we do what's called pencils down. A draftsman literally puts his pencil down, and he's not going to do any more drawing for you. So pencils down means if someone owes you money, you don't do the work. And if you are a coach or a consultant, a mentor, there's a lot of times you're doing work beyond the point where they've paid you. You always want to make sure that your client is up to date on your payments, on their payments to you. So you need to get your books in your company in integrity. And here's what I mean. If you want to go from where you're at right now to be known as a preeminent company, a preeminent business, you need to make sure that there's equality between the people who are paying you on time or early, they're good clients, and the people who are not paying you on time, you stop immediately. I see this running rampant throughout all this internet groups of people who are mentors and coaches, and what happens is they serve people way beyond what they've been paying. So I want you to promise yourself that you will never get yourself into a position where you're serving people under an arrangement of pay for work, for coaching, done-for-you services, events. If they haven't paid, you don't get the photo taken with them as if they are your paying client. They're part of your group. Don't let them through the doors of your event without paying the full price of the ticket. Now, this is different if you're just going to comp someone a ticket because they're a friend or family. I understand that. But if people are under the pretense that this person is in your group and they're up to date and paying just like they are, if someone's paying $60,000 a year to be part of your mentoring group, and out of 50 people there, 23 are behind in their payments, but they're still there, they're still being served by you, they're still in the Facebook group, what is the message you're giving to the people who are paying you on time or early? What is it saying to the people who are there full out? See, a preeminent business does not need to fudge their books. They don't allow a slow payer or a no payer the same level of access as the person who is paid in full and on time. The same goes for these online groups. Let's say you have an 8-week group or a 6-week group, or you're serving people online in a Facebook group. You think you have people in a Facebook group. They don't really take up much space. There's not much cost. They've paid. When your program ends and you have extended the offer to continue services with you for pay, and they say no, when the program's over, take them out. You don't need fake numbers of warm bodies in your group to make it seem like you have more people in play than you actually do. If you're going to do that, you need to let people know that, hey, you're going to get very little access to me, and I'm going to actually put you off in this other group of alumni. Okay? But don't keep them in with the people that are all in and paying. I'm going to tell you a couple things. One, I was kept in a group for almost a year after I'd been paying, and I wasn't sure, am I supposed to be on the phone calls? Are they going to start sending me bills? It was really unclear if I was supposed to be in there or not, so I really didn't do anything, and I think there was many people there. Matter of fact, after they cleaned up things, from over 80 people, it went down to about 20, 25 people. All the rest of the people went through this process, and they just cleaned house. They cleaned house and said, you know what, here are the people who are actually paying. I don't know if a client came to them and said, what's with so-and-so and these people? I don't see them at events or whatever, but they're in the group. Are they still paying? What do you say to a client that says that? I want you to imagine, this is me here, having someone in your group and they're telling you that they can't pay because there's some stuff going on in their life, some family stuff, or the family emergency, family emergency excuse. And so they have some bills they have to pay, which I understand. And then you find out that they're still in your group, still showing up to calls, not paying. And then they went to an event, and now they're part of another person's program and your program. What is the message they're sending to you about where they put you on the priority of paying you for your services? You see, what I want you to think about is if you're truly wanting to be preeminent in your industry, if you want to have a preeminent business, your books have to be up to date 100%. Here's your action step for today, not this week, not next week, not to send this off to somebody. You know who's not paying you right now. You know who their contract is over and they're still in the group. You're serving people, but they're a month behind. They're 2 weeks behind. All right. I want you to apply the pencils down principle today. If you're providing service to someone that hasn't been paying, today is the day when you give them notice that your service is going to be paused until they pay up. It's going to start today. When they pay, they're going to probably say, okay, I'm paid up. That's not enough. They've already demonstrated that you're not a priority and they're not going to pay you on time. So they say, fantastic. So the remainder of this month is another $3,000. So once I get that, then we'll resume our work together. They may be furious saying, well, why should I have to pay online? I just paid you $6,000. I don't have another $3,000. Totally understand. I'm just going to put that on pause because right now what you've demonstrated is that you pay me after everybody else. I understand things happen, but you also have to understand that all these other people here are paying on time. So to honor them and their commitment to themselves financially and to me, I'm going to make sure everybody's up on the books. So I appreciate it. Thank you so much for your payments. Now we're caught up. If you want to continue in the group, if you want to continue with us doing the work for you, go ahead and make that next payment. You'll be really surprised at the people who say they're having challenges paying. You can see them online, going on vacation, going to another seminar, talking about they just met so-and-so at an event. They have not honored the commitment, the financial commitment they have with you. So it's your choice to keep them as a client or not. If you want to comp somebody or compensate somebody by giving them a free ticket or free pass, let people know if it's a group. If you got 10 people in a group and 6 people are comped in, I've done this and I feel terrible afterwards because I realized there were some people who are playing all in and there's people that I comped in that were barely showing up. And so I take them out. So get congruent, get your books up to date, make sure you're not doing any work or providing any services for people who aren't honoring the commitment, the financial commitment they made to you. That's all I have for today. Look forward to talking with you tomorrow. This daily podcast is all about you becoming the preeminent voice in your marketplace. So take the consistent and necessary action each and every day on what you've learned over the last few minutes. When, not if, when you're ready to take your business, your organization, your name, your brand, and your commitment to the level of preeminence, head on over to preeminence.tv where you can download your own copy of the Ultimate Guide to Preeminence, enroll in the Elevation program, and join us on one of our next live events. If you're not subscribed, simply visit iTunes, Stitcher, or Google Play right now and click subscribe. Until tomorrow, make today and each and every day count towards creating preeminence in your space and a legacy that matters.